Before I present the next speaker, I just want to thank Cydney Moore for agreeing to be with us today because it is her birthday. So thank you for being here with us today. Our next speaker is Cydney Moore, an award-winning designer and production development strategist with over 45 years of experience, turning ideals into tangible success, resulting in more than 300 million in global assets. A proud, and she didn't say this word to me, but no.
Inclicatma.
That's it. Cydney is not only the founder of Cydney Moore Wellness, but also a passionate advocate for Indigenous entrepreneurs, dedicating her talents to help others bring their visions to life. Please join me in welcoming this kind-hearted visionary to the stage.
I'm one of the short ones. Yes, I'm in Inclicatma. Hankla Yedik Shwiken. I'm in Inclicatma language. That means hello, how are you? To be welcomed onto Mohawk land, so far from my own, means a great deal to me. Kukshem. To all of our brothers and sisters for their care of this place. And thank you, Nuj and Steve, for joining me on the 7-minute lightning talks. And thank you to the Canadian Council of Indigenous Businesses and to BMO, our gracious host and lead sponsor. Thank you for opening your doors and welcoming us all here tonight. My name is Cydney Moore. Long before I built brands around the world, I was just a girl on the ice, a figure skater with a coach, Brian Power. He became my mentor. And I have never forgotten the day that I asked him, how many times do I have to fall before I land my double axel? And he looked at me and said, until you land it. I've been falling and getting up ever since. So tonight, on my birthday, I'm going to tell you about how I got here and how I have risen from the ashes 3 times. The first fall was the hardest. I was 18 when a skating accident nearly ended my life. I severed an artery and I would have bled out on the ice, but Brian stopped the bleeding and saved my life. Then I had to learn to walk again, but I got back up. In high school, I was taught how to make patterns, how to sew, how to create garments for skating. And so at that point, I poured everything I had into fashion design at the Blanche Macdonald College in Vancouver. I was able to create my own collections and build a career that spanned QVC worldwide. I redeveloped Walmart George's line for North America, and I designed for Cirque du Soleil. In fact, it was their first boutique collection, and it was so successful that it ran for 2 years, at which time my partners bought out my royalty agreement. Overall, I managed to do $300 million in sales worldwide. The second fall came at 54, when a serious illness nearly killed me. I thought that was the end of my story, but I survived. I got back up. I suffered from hair loss after my illness, and my naturopath created a formula to help me grow my hair back. It worked like crazy. And that was when I was inspired to create Cydney Moore Wellness. I leaned into Mother Earth and said, what do you have to offer in natural remedies? And that is really the backstory of how I have become, how I help people achieve optimal health, whether they are athletes, people recovering from illness, or those who just want to feel their very best. The third fall, I never saw coming. Bankruptcy. On paper, everything I had built was lost, and the fear and the shame of it nearly swallowed me. But I got back up. I began again from the very bottom and rebuilt myself step by step. 3 times I fell, and 3 times I got back up. People often ask me, what was my secret to reinventing myself? There wasn't one. Brian handed it to me on the ice. You literally fall until you land it. You just keep getting up. Call it determination, call it commitment, call it sheer stubbornness. But really, it was just getting up one more time that I fell. Brian never coached us to be competitive figure skaters. He taught us how to live. He taught us life lessons, discipline, focus, a courage to rise, lessons that work in any métier. So when skating was taken from me, my life didn't end. Everything he taught me came with me. These lessons came with me into every room I've walked into ever since. And underneath it all, it was knowing who I am. For much of my life, I achieved without knowing where I came from. It was only later that I came home to my Inclicatma community, our culture, our language, and to learn our creator stories from the elders. And that grounding, not the sales, not the accolades, is reason I could keep going. If my 3 risings give you one thing tonight, let it be this. The fall is not the end of the story. It's the middle of it. You get up until you land it. And that is the work I do now. I believe that the Creator gives each of us gifts, and these are meant to be developed. So today, in helping others bring their gifts to life, the way Brian once did for me, this has become my legacy work. So if you're holding on to an idea, if you're mid-fall right now, I'm here for you. The CCIB has been kind enough to allow me to add to their TIP program. Go take a peek. You'll find there's a lot of wonderful resources there for our entrepreneurs. So how many times do you have to fall before you land it? Until you land it. So get up. And when you do, reach out to help another. Because when one of us rises, we all rise. Cook's Gem. Thank you.